A tire shop looks like the simplest business in America. 4 walls, a few lifts, and stacks of rubber tires. Customers walk in, buy tires, and walk out. It looks boring, low-tech, and almost too simple to fail. But underneath that simplicity sits a strange financial puzzle. The tires themselves barely make the owner any real money. The true profit hides somewhere else entirely. Most customers never notice where that money actually comes from. They see rubber, rims, and a price tag. They do not see the machine running behind the counter. By the end of this video, you will see it clearly, and you will never look at a tire shop the same way again. People get pulled into tire ownership for one simple reason. Everyone needs tires eventually, no matter the economy. Cars break down, tires wear out, and demand never fully disappears. It feels like a recession-resistant business on paper. No subscriptions to cancel, no fading trends to chase. Just steady, repeat, almost mechanical demand. That predictability pulls in new owners every single year. It feels safer than opening a restaurant or a boutique. It feels like a business built on necessity, not luxury. It feels simple, physical, and easy to understand. On paper, it looks like a business that cannot fail. In reality, the numbers tell a very different story. Necessity does not automatically mean profitability. Opening a real tire shop takes serious capital up front. A small independent shop can cost $150,000 to $500,000 just to open. That number climbs fast depending on the local market. Rent alone can run $3,000 to $10,000 a month. That cost hits before a single tire is ever sold. Then comes the equipment, and tire equipment is not cheap. A single hydraulic lift can cost $3,000 to $8,000. Most shops need 3, 4, or more lifts running at once. An alignment machine alone can cost $20,000 to $40,000. Add tire changers, balancers, and industrial air compressors. Equipment costs alone can hit $80,000 to $150,000 easily. And that number is only the machinery, not the inventory. Tires are heavy, expensive, and constantly need restocking. A shop might carry $50,000 to $150,000 in tire inventory at any time. That inventory sits on the shelf tying up real cash. Every unsold tire is money frozen in place. Then add licensing, insurance, and environmental compliance costs. Used tire disposal is heavily regulated in most regions. Shops often pay a disposal fee on every old tire removed. Garage liability insurance adds thousands more every single year. Suddenly, the simple tire shop needs real financial backing. Staffing adds another major layer of starting cost. A shop typically needs 3 to 8 trained technicians to run smoothly. Getting approved as an official dealer adds another layer of difficulty. Major tire brands prefer working with proven, well-funded operators. New shops often start with smaller or off-brand suppliers first. Building supplier trust and credit terms takes real time. That relationship becomes a hidden barrier few people talk about. Without it, a new shop pays more for the same tires. Location matters just as much as the supplier deal. A shop needs visibility, drive-in access, and waiting space. Franchise-branded shops add a separate franchise fee on top of everything. That fee alone can add tens of thousands of dollars before opening day. All of this stacks up before day one of business even begins. Now here is where the real surprise begins. Most customers assume tire shops make their money selling tires. That assumption is almost completely wrong. Tire pricing is brutally transparent in today's market. Customers compare prices online before they even walk inside. Big box stores often sell tires near cost to bring in foot traffic. That forces independent shops to match painfully thin margins. On a single tire, margin can be as low as 10 to 20%. Sell a $150 tire and the real profit might be $15 to $30. That number alone could never keep a shop alive. So where does the real money actually come from? It comes from labor, not from rubber. Installation, balancing, and alignment carry far higher margins. Labor margins can run 50 to 70% per job. A shop earns more mounting a tire than selling it. Alignment services alone can bring in $80 to $150 per visit. That service takes minutes but earns like a specialty repair. Then come the extras almost every customer eventually buys. Tire pressure sensors, valve stems, and nitrogen fill upgrades. Each add-on is small, but they stack up fast. Across hundreds of cars, small add-ons become real revenue. The biggest hidden profit engine is the protection plan. Road hazard warranties look like a small extra at checkout. In reality, they behave like a private insurance policy. Most customers never actually file a claim. That means almost the entire fee becomes pure profit. Margins on these plans can reach 80 to 90%. Multiply that across thousands of tires sold every year. A small extra quietly becomes a massive revenue stream. This is the profit engine most customers never notice. Used tires add another surprising layer of margin. A shop might buy a used tire for $5 to $10. That same tire can resell for $40 to $80. The margin on used tires can exceed 300%. It is one of the most profitable corners of the business. Fleet contracts with delivery companies add stability too. Bulk installation deals guarantee repeat, predictable revenue. Financing partnerships add another small commission on top. Cross-sell items like batteries, brakes, and wiper blades pad the ticket further. Specialty and electric vehicle tires often carry higher price points and higher margins. A customer walks in for tires and leaves with 3 extra services. Layer by layer, the real business model reveals itself. It is not really a tire store. It is a service and margin machine. The tire is simply the bait that opens the door. Everything after that door opens is where the real profit lives. But high potential margin does not mean easy money. Running a tire shop drains cash in ways new owners rarely expect. Rent stays fixed whether customers show up or not. Utilities spike because heavy machinery runs constantly. Skilled technicians are expensive and they are hard to keep. Turnover forces owners to retrain new staff again and again. Every retrain period slows down service speed and profit. Comebacks are another hidden cost few outsiders consider. A bad alignment can bring a customer back for free rework. Every comeback eats directly into that week's profit. Liability risk sits quietly in the background of every job. A tire failure on the highway can trigger serious legal exposure. One lawsuit can wipe out months of profit instantly. Insurance premiums reflect that constant underlying risk. Inventory adds its own slow, silent pressure too. Certain tire sizes barely move and sit for months. Frozen inventory means frozen cash the business cannot use elsewhere. Seasonal swings make cash flow even more unpredictable. Winter tire swaps create a sudden rush. Then business slows to a crawl right after. Cash flow can look completely different month to month. Some months feel like a flood of customers. Other months feel almost silent. Owners must plan carefully around that uneven rhythm. Failing to plan for slow months can drain reserves fast. Equipment breaks down eventually and repairs are not cheap. A broken alignment machine can shut down an entire service line. Every day it sits broken as lost revenue. Software, point-of-sale systems, and scheduling tools add ongoing cost. Marketing spend competes directly against big-box advertising budgets. Workers' compensation costs stay high due to physical injury risk. Lifting heavy tires all day takes a toll on the body. Injuries slow down staff and raise insurance costs further. Every one of these costs quietly chips away at margin. None of them show up in the simple story customers imagine. Then there is the pressure from bigger competitors. Big box retailers can absorb thinner margins than small shops ever could. They use tires as a loss leader to bring in traffic. Independent shops cannot match that pricing without bleeding cash. Online tire retailers add even more pressure today. Customers buy tires online, then walk into a local shop just for installation. That move skips the shop's tire margin entirely. The shop is left competing only on labor pricing. Every year that squeeze grows a little tighter. This is exactly why many tire shop owners struggle silently. The business looks busy, loud, and full of constant activity. Cars are always coming in, bays are always full. But busy does not always mean profitable. Thin tire margins hide behind constant motion and noise. Owners who rely only on tire sales often struggle to survive. The ones who succeed lean hard into service and protection plans. They treat installation, alignment, and warranties as the real business. Tires become the entry point, never the profit center. Skilled labor shortages make survival even harder in many regions. Good technicians are in high demand almost everywhere. Shops constantly compete for the same limited pool of talent. Losing one skilled technician can slow an entire shop down. Rent increases add pressure that owners cannot always control. A single lease renewal can shrink already thin margins. Supplier price changes ripple through the business instantly, too. Tariffs or shipping disruptions can spike tire costs overnight. Owners absorb that risk long before customers ever notice it. Electric vehicles are heavier and they wear tires down faster. That shift is quietly reshaping tire demand patterns across the industry. A poorly located shop can fail even with great service. A great location cannot save a shop with poor management. Success depends on stacking every advantage at once. So is owning a tire shop actually a good business? The honest answer depends entirely on execution. As a pure tire-selling business, the margins stay dangerously thin. As a service-driven operation, the potential runs genuinely strong. The winners treat every tire sale as a doorway, not a destination. They push protection plans, alignments, and repeat service relationships. They build trust that keeps customers coming back for years. That trust becomes more valuable than any single tire sale. The tire shop is not really selling rubber at all. It is selling convenience, safety, and peace of mind. The rubber is simply the reason customers walk through the door. Once inside, the real business quietly takes over. Understood that way, the model finally makes sense. It is not a flashy business, and it never tries to be. It is a slow, steady, service-driven cash machine. For the right operator, in the right location, it works. For everyone else, thin margins and heavy costs can quietly win instead. Outcomes always depend on country, city, and local competition. They depend on operator skill and cost discipline, too. They depend on supplier relationships built over years. The number on the storefront sign never tells that story. Only the numbers behind the counter tell the truth. That is the real economics hiding behind every tire shop, not in the tires themselves, in everything that happens after they roll through the door.